The recent site of demolitions at the White House East Wing has ignited significant controversy, drawing sharp criticism from Democrats and conservation groups. The activity, which involves structural modifications and partial dismantling, has raised questions about historical preservation, environmental impact, and executive decision-making. Democrats in Congress have voiced their disapproval, emphasizing the need to protect national heritage sites. Lawmakers argue that the White House, as an iconic symbol of American democracy, should be preserved meticulously, with any renovations conducted under strict historical guidelines. Conservation groups have echoed these concerns, highlighting potential risks to both the historic architecture and the surrounding environment. Preservationists stress that demolition without careful planning could lead to irreversible damage to the East Wing's original features. The East Wing has long housed offices, event spaces, and the First Lady's initiatives, making it a functional and symbolic part of the White House complex. Any modifications to this wing are considered sensitive, given its cultural and historical significance. The demolition process reportedly includes the removal of internal partitions, exterior adjustments, and structural reinforcements. While officials cite modernization and safety as the rationale, critics argue that the methods used may compromise the building's historical integrity. Historians and architects have weighed in, emphasizing that the White House is not only a working government building but also a historical monument. They stress that renovations should adhere to strict preservation standards, including the use of period-appropriate materials and techniques. Democrats have requested detailed plans and justification for the demolition, demanding transparency about the scope, cost, and expected outcomes. Committee hearings are expected to examine the project, scrutinizing compliance with federal preservation laws. Conservation organizations have launched awareness campaigns, urging the public to advocate for careful restoration rather than aggressive demolition. Social media posts and petitions highlight concerns about potential damage to historical interiors, original woodwork, and period features. White House officials have defended the work, stating that renovations are necessary for safety, accessibility, and modernization. They argue that updates will allow for improved functionality while maintaining historical aesthetics where possible. Despite official reassurances, the demolition has sparked broader discussions about government accountability and the protection of historic landmarks. Critics question whether modern improvements justify potential risks to the East Wing's legacy. Environmentalists have also raised concerns regarding waste management, materials disposal, and the ecological impact of construction activities on the surrounding White House grounds. Proper mitigation strategies are being called for to minimize environmental disruption. Public interest in the project remains high, as citizens and historians closely monitor developments. Media coverage emphasizes the balance between modernization and preservation, showcasing images of scaffolding, demolition crews, and ongoing construction work. Legal experts note that federal guidelines for historic preservation are stringent, requiring approvals, oversight, and documentation. Any deviation from these standards could trigger legal challenges or public backlash. The White House East Wing, built in the early 20th century, has undergone several renovations over the decades. Preservationists argue that historical continuity should be a priority, ensuring that any changes respect the building's architectural heritage. Architectural reviews indicate that while structural updates are sometimes necessary, there are less invasive methods to achieve modernization. These include retrofitting, reinforcement, and internal reconfiguration without compromising historical features. Critics have pointed out that demolition activities may accelerate wear on surrounding historic sections. Vibrations, dust, and construction activity could inadvertently damage adjacent rooms, artwork, and period elements. The debate has extended to public forums, television commentary, and online discussions. Citizens express diverse opinions, ranging from support for modernization to strong opposition based on historical preservation principles. Lawmakers, historians, and conservationists continue to urge close monitoring and accountability. They emphasize that the White House is not only a functioning government facility but also a national treasure representing centuries of American history. In response to criticism, White House representatives have pledged regular updates on progress, environmental precautions, and preservation measures. They stress that the East Wing will retain its historical identity despite ongoing renovations. The controversy surrounding the East Wing demolitions highlights tensions between modernization and heritage conservation. Balancing safety, functionality, and preservation remains a delicate task for authorities overseeing the project. World Pulse News will continue to provide verified updates on the White House East Wing renovations, public reactions, and the ongoing dialogue between government officials, preservationists, and the American public.